Are the people who claim to have spotted Siren Head in real life really telling the truth? Let's take a look and find out. Number 15. A YouTube channel called Otherworldly Life goes hunting for Siren Head on a rainy Russian day in the woods. They stare down row after row of tall trees with no leaves. According to legend, any of these could be the creature in disguise. They are looking for footprints and listening for any noises, searching for any traces of the elusive entity. They've brought a tracking dog with them as well in the hopes that it will sense when Siren Head is near and alert them. After exploring the woods for quite some time, they are growing hungry and tired, and all they've encountered so far is rain and thorn bushes. They try to set up a drone, but the signal doesn't work well in the rain, and they decide to call it a day. Then, across some farmland, they see it. Siren Head. They watch in horror as their dog goes over to where it is, but Siren Head appears to only want humans and leaves it alone. The dog soon returns and they wait for Siren Head to leave before exiting the woods and running the opposite way. Number 14. This found footage of a Siren Head sighting caught on real videotape claims to be the oldest Siren Head sighting of all. Allegedly taken on July 18th of 1991 in the state of Washington, this Siren Head spotting is somewhat easy to miss unless you know where to look. The person recording apparently does not see them, or else I'm sure they would have ran away screaming. I'm not sure exactly how they were able to miss seeing the creature at such a close distance, which makes me think this is digital editing and not an authentic videotape after all. Number 13. A cryptid investigator carrying only a flashlight sets out into the forest to find Siren Head once and for all. Soon he hears laughter and calls out to whatever is near, only to hear more laughter in response.
Hello?
This does not deter him. He knows that Siren Head can imitate many voices and often replays the voices of family members to those who can hear it shortly before ending their lives. He knows that he must travel slowly and look up often so as to not accidentally walk into Siren Head's clutches from high above. Siren Head is also known to imitate lost animals in the hopes that someone will come try to rescue them. This starts out like a dog and soon becomes echoey and distorted.
I heard a dog barking very far.
Finally, he reaches a place that is too dense to go any deeper. Laughter continues to follow him, so he decides to abandon his mission and turn around. Worried more about his safety than seeing Siren Head, he reaches the edge of the forest and turns back for one last look, now feeling much more at ease, like he's gotten away from something that was slowly coming after his life, and yet not aware that his troubles are far from over.
So I was here inside this forest. It's not too huge.
Looking at him from the right side of the screen is a tree that looks different from all of the others, and that's because that tree is Siren Head waiting for him to take a few steps closer, which fortunately he never does. Number 12. Siren Head stands on the horizon and searches the forest for its next victim. It lets out a yell and then turns to stare at the camera like it senses human prey. According to legends, the real Siren Head, if there is such a thing, is said to be 40 feet tall. So this Siren Head, while well animated, appears to be a little too tall to be the real thing. It's still a creepy situation to think about nonetheless. Number 11. A YouTuber named GraphNix goes exploring for Siren Head in the woods. He keeps thinking he hears weird noises, and this is the moment where I can hear something too.
So you let me know in the comments if you actually think that it was Wait, shh. You hear that, right? Tell me you hear that.
Wait a second.
Dude, I told you, that's definitely him. Come on, let's go, we're gonna...
He sprints towards the sounds and the camera follows close behind.
Something like that.
Something...
Oh my... That's the opening, over there.
That's like a lot closer, right?
It's freaking loud.
See?
Dude, just be careful, bro.
They know danger is near and begin scanning overhead for anything out of the ordinary. Keep your eye on this tree.
Can you see anything in the trees?
I don't hear anything anymore.
Oh my... Why don't we just... Whoa. Oh my god. Oh.
I thought something was suspicious about this tree, but it looks like I was wrong. Siren Head decides to spare them, perhaps going after someone else, and they go running the opposite way under a bridge.
Dude, I have to go back. Way to go back. Dude, go back. Bro, he's right there. Oh my god.
It looks like they've survived this encounter, but they might not be so lucky if they go back again. Number 10. A woman is taking a video of herself when suddenly it turns into a Siren Head sighting caught on tape. She stares in disbelief and turns around for one final look before taking off with everyone else. Actually, nobody else is taking off. This is being passed off as a real Siren Head sighting, but if you look at the people in the background, none of them are reacting. Everyone but her is going about their business as usual, so this encounter is almost certainly CGI editing and not real. Number 9. Brenda spots a Siren Head in the woods outside of her house and is able to capture it on camera. At 13 seconds, the creature suddenly leaps into the air without moving its legs. So this was probably made using a filter. I've seen a lot of similar Siren Head videos like this one get uploaded to YouTube, and I wanted to include this one as an example of what a popular Siren Head filter looks like. If you see a video like this one, it's not real. Number 8. A YouTuber from the Netherlands named Lil Bert searches all day in the woods for a glimpse of Siren Head. Just as the sun is starting to go down, he hears a familiar noise and gets a sinking feeling in his gut.
That's the Siren Head sound. He must be in close. I can hear it already, I can hear it. Oh, there he is. There he is, guys, look. Look at this, look.
In the distance, he sees the hulking figure of Siren Head stomping along the tree line. He can only withstand the encounter for a few seconds before he feels the need to get away. Number 7. This Siren Head sighting occurs at a small farmhouse, sitting by the edge of an unknown forest somewhere in Europe. First, the camera person hears Siren Head getting closer. And then they see it for themselves. One of the most bizarre Siren Head sightings on record, miles away yet towering over the trees and nearby telephone pole. With that said, the way it walks looks computer animated, so I doubt this is a real sighting. The frame rate seems to stutter, creating a choppy effect. And the way it walks through a cloud at 48 seconds doesn't look plausible. So while this was a good attempt at a Siren Head sighting that's entertaining and a little scary to think about, I think it's safe to say that this one didn't actually happen. Number 6. This creepy Siren Head sighting was spotted by a Reddit user named Dragoonshoo and posted on the ChillsNarrator subreddit. He claims to hear a faint siren, almost like an ice cream truck, even though one never comes through his secluded neighborhood surrounded by woods. Listen closely and tell me if you can hear anything.
Oh jeez, I'm really scared actually.
As he points towards the trees where he thinks he hears the noise, he accidentally records a weird tall structure that looks unconnected, out of place with the surroundings. Siren Head is said to wait for days or longer for someone to walk by, so hopefully he doesn't go exploring over there anytime soon. Number 5. A YouTuber named Benesso goes exploring the woods in search of a Siren Head sighting to settle the legend once and for all. There are plenty of places for Siren Head to hide, and at one point he sees this object nearby that kind of looks odd in the countryside, like it doesn't belong. When he walks down a road and looks back up the hill he was just on, he sees movement between two trees coming from the area where the object was last standing. Could this really be Siren Head spotted in real life like he claims? I'm on the fence with this one. Number 4. A woman is posing while on vacation when suddenly the imposing figure of Siren Head is caught on tape behind her.
Okay. Good. Okay. What?
She and her husband run away in terror and don't look back. The video has tricked some people into thinking it's real, but it's not, and here's how I know. At 13 seconds, you can see the animation restart in a loop if you look closely enough. Number 3. A Reddit user named Chris in the Mist 935 posted this possible Siren Head encounter on the ChillsNarrator subreddit for me to analyze. His neighborhood by the woods is filled with the sounds of sirens on his block, even though none can be seen. Some people are saying that this is a tornado siren, but Siren Head is able to imitate those as well. The sirens continue to go off and something is sticking up here, possibly the top of Siren Head on the other side of this house, but most likely a smokestack on the roof. Number 2. AldosWorldTV and his little brother Hamza go into the forest in search of Siren Head. They tried once before at night, but it was too dark to be certain if they really saw him, so now they are back in the same spot for a second look. This area supposedly had a Slenderman sighting not too long ago, so they reason Siren Head can't be far behind. They hear what I think is a wild animal. However, Siren Head is known to imitate the screams of humans or animals to lure people near, so maybe this is the cryptid after all.
Whoa, what was that? You hear that?
You hear that?
Bro, what the heck was that? That was like a screaming child, bro.
They don't see anything besides normal looking trees, so they continue down the trail. Nothing else happens for nearly an hour, but they can't shake the feeling that they're being watched, and that's when Siren Head confirms they've been selected.
Shh, you hear that?
What is that? Shh.
Yo, what the hell?
Shh. You hear that?
No, right. Ooh, yeah, we found something.
I hear like a police siren or something.
They hear sirens and a voice at the same time, just as the legends say. The Siren Head victims' voices fill the forest, voices of people who never returned home.
That's not okay.
Bro, where the heck is that sound coming from?
After a while, they find large tracks that I think they could have made in the mud with sticks, even though they sound surprised to find them. They follow the mysterious footprints and come to a broken section of the forest, like a cryptid stomped through. Hamza points out Siren Head behind them seconds before it's too late. Siren Head is apparently known to disguise itself as a tree, so I guess that's what happened. They run to safety, but when you pause at 11 minutes and 25 seconds, without the filter, it looks like it could be special effects because the image is a little stretched. I guess only Aldo and his little brother know for sure. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. A food worker paces around outside on his break when he hears a siren. The sirens don't make him nervous, so maybe he thinks it's an ambulance or something. But this sound directly behind him definitely gets his attention. later, he's sitting in the empty restaurant with nothing to do when he hears the sirens again. They eventually fade away, but he does record this siren-shaped object, something that I hope is just a reflection and not Siren Head waiting outside. But this is actually an online short film by Eric that is going viral. I thought there was a small chance it could be real when I first saw it, and apparently a lot of other people thought so too. I just wanted to give the source in case you've already seen it on other Siren Head sighting lists. It's almost 3 a.m. when an intruder gains access to a home in Wichita, Kansas. He creeps across the living room slowly, evenly distributing his weight so as not to make a sound.